Hey, family. Welcome back to part two of the episode with Coach Zee. We about to go ahead and get right back into it. Thank y'all for tuning in. Enjoy.
And to talk about getting vitamin D and from the sun and everything. I'll say this real quick. I had gotten COVID twice. The first time I had got it before before we had even knew what it was, I had caught it. So I went to the doctor. They gave me stuff for the flu. I got better, right?
Right.
Second time I caught it was the fall of 2023. I was out of work 6 weeks. Went back to work, then was out of work again for a week because I had caught the flu. Went back to work. Then that week, I never forget because it was a week of Thanksgiving. We was a
Uh-huh.
short, we was gonna work those Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then be off Thursday, Friday. I go
Right.
to work Monday. I'm sitting at my desk, and I'm like, I just don't feel right. I pay attention to my body. I have
Yeah.
learned to pay attention to my body, and I listen to it. When it say, we can't eat that, we gotta do, I listen to it. So
Mhm.
everything was just feeling off. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but everything was feeling off. So I talked to a coworker of mine she told me that she had high blood pressure. And she was telling me about some of her symptoms. And I started going down the list in my head, and I said, I'm kind of feeling that. I'm kind of feeling that. So when I talked to her again that same day, she said, go to the fire station and get checked out. I went to the fire station. My blood pressure was 180 over 102.
Wait, what?
180 over 102. I never forget
Oh,
that.
damn, you was from the stroke, G.
Hold on, listen. I'm sitting there like, I just know I don't feel good. So what's wrong? Both of the paramedics looked at me. How are you even standing up right now? How did you drive over here? Yeah, I drove to the fire station. Ma'am, call your doctor now. I was like, oh, okay. That's when I was like alarmed. Because even when they told me the numbers, I was like, oh, okay.
Most people don't know about the numbers. Yeah.
Right? So call my doctor. I let her know what's up. She said, go to the emergency room now. I don't care what you're doing. Go to the emergency room now because you don't have history of high blood pressure. So I drive back to the station, call my sergeant. Hey, this is what happened to me. I gotta go. He said, all right, go to dispatch, tell them to call paramedics to take you to the hospital because he didn't want me driving, right? So, of course, the paramedics told me, they said, if you would have been 20 or 30 years older, you would have had a stroke.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
So I take care of that, what have you. So now I am, well, I'm getting a little bit off subject, but going through all of that, talking about the sun and being outside, I had my AC had went out for the house. So I called this guy, got in contact with him, found him through Google.
Mhm.
He came, black guy, real nice, real cool.
Okay.
And we just started talking about healing processes.
Yes.
And we started talking about grounding. We started talking about sitting out in the sun. We started doing it. So this is part of my 6 weeks, right? When I'm out for the 6 weeks. And now I'm just trying to get cleared to go back to work. But I'm
Yes.
still feeling a little under the weather. I'm not 100% myself. So
Yes.
he was like, yeah, we wear shoes and stuff. We're not even supposed to be wearing shoes, walk around outside, do this, do that. So of course, hey, I'll try anything once, right? So I'm doing that. I'm walking outside barefoot in my grass in my backyard. I take my my lawn chair, I put it back in the backyard, and I just did had some buzz in my ears and just was out there for like an
Right.
hour. Right.
Yes.
If you get up from that, I feel so energized. I
Yes.
feel so energized. And the healing process was starting to take place.
Yes.
Right. I was done with all the antibiotics and all this type of stuff. So I
Mhm.
just needed to get this monkey off my back. And when I
Yep.
tell you grounding, making sure you get up out that bed, moving around, because
Hide and seek. Look,
the
we go
bed can
even.
give you rest, but also the bed can rest you permanently as well.
Yes.
People don't understand that. They might
Yeah.
try to stay in the bed all week. No, no, no. Maybe one day, maybe two. But
Yeah.
after that, you need to get up and move around, get
Mhm.
back active, right?
Mhm.
So I thank God for that experience, that it taught me something about myself and about the connectivity and getting back to the old things that our ancestors used to do, right? Um, there's a lot that's already been placed here for our healing.
Mhm.
And I know you can preach on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to get into this releasing trauma. So I know
Okay.
in your philosophy, releasing trauma seems to be a key part of the healing
Yes.
process, right? So
Yes.
tell me more about that and how trauma affects the physical health and how somatic therapy can help release it.
Ooh, great question. So somatic, basically soma, which is the root word, has to deal with the mind as opposed to the body, right? So when we're talking somatic movements, examples of different things could be just somatic movements or different types of breathing techniques, certain types of yoga, things like that.
Mm,
So the effect that that stress has on the body is it's deep. Um, there's a book out called The Body Keeps Score, and it's such a great read, if you're ever looking to go kind of more in deep. But think about it like this: something can happen to you that is so traumatic today, but your mind will forget it tomorrow because that's the mind's job, right? To keep persevering through and creating.
right.
But that doesn't mean that the original trauma in your body has left anywhere. It's still embedded in you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in your hips, in your joints, right? The achiness. Um, so when I was going through my own personal healing process, what I started to do was research. And I started doing stretching techniques, predominantly sitting in long, uh, deep squats for long periods of time. And I would get these feelings that would rush over me. And at first, I couldn't quite, it was like this burning feeling. And then the more I relaxed, the more the feeling kind of went away. Started doing some research, and realized that basically the human body is a computer.
Mm.
And
Okay.
sometimes a lot of what we've been taught in certain ways is different,
Yeah.
right? Um, so the heart is a pump, right? It pumps stuff. It's a valve. It lets stuff in and out. The lungs expand, right? Your thighs, your feet, your hands, things that we typically don't pay attention to, but we use our hands every day. We use our feet every
Yeah.
day. And so, as opposed to just focusing on how I looked, I started focusing on the ability of how I could move, stretching and pushing my bodies to different limits and opening up. And I began to feel different. So,
Mm.
hence, what do I do? Like I told you earlier with my mom, with anything, I try it on myself as a dummy.
Yeah.
And then I try it on my mother. And then I start to distribute it to throughout my clients.
Yeah.
So, doing the research, became obsessed, found the program where I could get certified in it, did the certification, and then just started creating an avenue for myself, to dive deeper in this, because sometimes with fitness, right,
Hmm.
you got to do it this way, right? Because form matters when we're
Right.
talking about fitness. When we're talking about somatic movement, we're talking about what feels good to you. I
Mm.
don't know what feels good to you. I know what feels good to me. So
Okay.
if you're like this in a position, you like, yeah, I feel that. But maybe I'm like this in a position, I'm like, yeah, I feel that. Both are correct,
Hmm.
because it's based on how you feel, and releasing and relaxing, intentional movement,
Hmm.
moving with a purpose, breathing, releasing things that we hold on to stuff, because the mind's job is to keep us at a comfortable point, right? And that's why change is so hard typically, because the brain's job is to keep you comfortable. When you first start to change, that is resistance from what the norm is. So the
Right.
brain will have you thinking that you should revert back to your old behaviors, even if they aren't good for you, because that's what's comfortable and that's what makes the brain feel safe. That's why rewiring the brain with change is so difficult for some people because it takes like this slow momentum, this slow building of it. If you can do it for 5 days, you can do it for 7. If you can do it for 7, you can do it for 10. If you can do it for 10, you can do it for 14. If you can do it for 14, you can do it for 21. If you can do it for 21, you can do it for 30, right? But people try and start at it so fast, and
Yeah.
it's hard, difficult. It takes work. It takes constant work. So somatic therapy has allowed me to know that through having certain body movements and breath work, you can help people release stuff that they've been carrying and that they didn't even have an idea that they were carrying. So I, I know that energy is real and energy never dies. It simply
Right.
transcends. So when I do sometimes my classes, big classes, small classes, I'll tell people now I have to give the what do you call it? I have to give the warning. You may feel some things
Hmm.
that you may or may not be ready for. People have burst into tears. People cry. People have certain because you don't know what it is, what
Right.
that is, and so just giving yourself a reprieve to feel. It's so crazy because as adults we become so numb. So it's funny because I use both extremes of my business to help deal with trauma,
Hmm.
right? Because with boxing, you're hitting, you're releasing. But if you're so numb, we have to break the capacity for you to even feel again,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
then if you're so broken where you've now retreated within yourself, where you feel like a victim all the time, you're afraid to fight. So now you have to release to even become strong again. So it just goes to show you that there are different variants of it. And that's when I say, mind, body, spirit, that healing has to take place in all of the levels. So that somatic for me is just a complete game changer.
That's
It's a
good.
complete game changer because you can literally have movements that allow you to control your energy, for you to reset your nervous system, right? And it's something that can be done every fucking time because people think that trauma has to be big. Oh, I lost my job. Oh, my spouse is cheating on me. No,
Right.
when somebody cuts you off,
Yeah.
that's trauma,
Yeah.
right? When your kid is what you call it, or you stressing about money, that's trauma.
Mhm.
The we digest so much trauma now, especially with social media, that it's sickening. We actually do it. I think it's 100 to 1 from what our ancestors experienced.
Mhm.
So even if someone is taking a scroll, if you notice, they just show more now. They used to didn't show
Yeah. I
a
hate
lot
that.
of stuff. I do too.
I
I do
hate.
too. It desensitizes people. And like here, I know because as a cop, I know you probably see it. The girl, the damn cashier on
Mhm.
78th and Western that gunned down the 2 black guys
Mhm.
in the restaurant.
Yeah.
They got the video. So I didn't scroll down. I'm like, oh, okay, what's this? Girl, before I knew it, a body drop and then another body drop. I said, wait. There was no
Yeah.
warning, no nothing.
Yeah.
Wait.
No trigger warning or nothing. They just throw it up there now. Yeah.
So releasing that, it was funny because like I told you, my wife was in that car accident. So, I had to make sure she was all right. And so for the next couple of days, she was like, "You okay?" I said, babe, I won't lie to you. I'm grieving. I'm grieving. I'm grieving. You were in an accident. Already our history of accidents. I said I had paid the car off. I had just put 4,500 in the car.
Yeah.
Um, they just told me that it was totaled, right? All of this. I
Yeah.
said, you have to find perspective in everything. So you have to know everything happens for a reason, but I'm
Yes, it
still
does.
human. And you allowed to kind of sit in the feeling. So I don't believe in saying, oh yeah, that's just what it is. Just enjoy it. I was like, well, no, let me kind of just go through the movements. Like, damn, that's crazy. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I was supposed to be working on my online program, but I'm on vacation next week, and now I have to figure out, well, what type of new car am I gonna get? And now I have to go and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go get the vehicle.
Got to
So
do the things.
it,
Yeah.
right,
The grown up
it
things.
changes, right?
Yeah.
And so I was going, I had something else different planned for my workout that day. All I did was somatics. All I did was breathe. All I did was release, gentle movements because it was like, damn. Okay, well, you know what? You can't sit in a pitiful state. I said, okay, cool. You digested it. Cool. And then once I kind of like was like, all right, bad. All right, on to the next. But I had to sit in it. I had to
Yeah.
sit in it. And
Yeah.
somatic movement allows you to do that.
So before we move forward, would you would you mind taking us through a short or brief somatic exercise? Is that
Yes,
something you can do? A breathing exercise that we can
a
do?
brief. I could do it.
Some,
Yes,
yeah,
I
we
could
can
do
do
that.
something real
Okay.
quick.
Yes.
Just so people can get a little taste of it, so they can want more.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So look, I feel like one of them people that's working from home because I look really good from the top down, but I definitely got on some rug wrap pajama pants. Okay.
Hey,
So I'm
look,
not gonna stand up.
look. You see the top, right? You see the top?
Right, right.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. So a great way that I sometimes try and auto regulate my nervous system is like two quick inhales and one long inhale. So we'll do this together. Okay.
Okay.
So inhale with me twice, really quick. Exhale. How do you feel?
Feel good.
Ain't that crazy?
I feel like I released something.
Yeah.
Don't know what it was, but I felt like I released something.
This whole capacity, right? And
Yeah.
so going deeper into that, right? So when you take a shower tonight, when you get into the shower, I want you to hold one nostril down. Okay. You're gonna do two quick breaths out of one nostril, and then I want you to close the other nostril, two quick breaths. Then you're gonna have both nostrils and you're gonna go, right? Anything that's caught up in here will help you pull it all out, right? Because the body is, like I said, a big computer. So when we start looking at our lymph nodes here and
Yeah.
here and here and here and here, when people say breast cancer, when people say, you know what I'm saying? That means that your body is not processing out the toxins that it should be processing.
Okay.
And so, now that you are working in your light, it doesn't get easier. You just get better at managing it. And sometimes stress comes at us and just and then my wife would be like, "You cool?" I'd be like, "I'm fine. I'm straight. I'm good." Because
I
sometimes you
like
be
that.
you gotta you
Yeah.
gotta so you do
Keep
that
that moment.
anytime you're feeling like, okay, I don't have a grasp on anything. I need to calm down. I need to just reset. Those are the things that we should be doing. I wanted to show you tapping, but me and these damn rugrats. Don't worry, I'm gonna be prepared. I'm gonna have on some bottoms on my next interview, okay?
That's okay. You fine. We'll talk about something after the podcast.
Okay, for sure.
If you have time.
I do.
I got you. All right. So I love that. The stretching, the somatic breathing exercises, somatic therapy.
Mhm.
Um, People honestly do forget to breathe.
Oh, girl, all the time.
Eh,
Because think about it, when you're concentrating, they forget to breathe. When they're
yeah,
scared, they get to breathe. When you're mad, you forget to breathe. When you're angry, you forget to breathe. But if this is a closed circuit system, breath is almost like circulating the blood. You have
yeah,
to breathe. So
yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah.
crazy how they got us like that.
And I'm glad you said that about the shower too, because I'm on a regimen now, but um I do eventually want to get off because it is
What are you on? What do they have?
loratadine that I take 10 milligrams.
Okay,
I
go
have
get
to
some
take it every day.
essential oils. I'm gonna no, never mind. We'll talk about that after this podcast. I
I
got you.
got you. But yeah, I used to get real bad sinusitis infections
Mm,
all up in here and would have me out of work for a good week. So it'll be all this, and then my ears will fill up with fluid, and then of course my throat
go right down to your lymph
is
nodes.
messed up. Yep, lymph nodes swollen and all that type of stuff, throat red, all that. So I mean, you talking about going through? Oh my God. So, but I thank God because now my doctor, she did put me on a loratadine,
Mhm,
which is it's over the counter. I can get that,
mhm,
you know. I just
mhm,
have to take once a day.
mhm.
And then I also take Flonase. I have to
Yes.
spray it. So if I don't have that or the Flonase, sis is messed up.
Yeah.
So I'm working on, just like I'm working on weaning myself off of this blood pressure medication.
Mhm.
I'm working on weaning myself off of the others as well.
Mhm.
Right. So I know I got to do some more research and get some stuff together, but I know that would help too. Like you
Yes.
said, in the shower. And then every once in a while, I have the neti pot
Yes.
with the saline. I do
Yes.
use that every once in a while to rinse out my nasal cavities and stuff,
Okay.
but we don't have to get too much into that. But thank you for that, because I'll be in the shower.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's gonna
You
work.
know
I'm
what I
sure.
mean?
Please text me once you do it, please, because you're gonna be like, that's a game changer, like majorly.
That part.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get into this mantra, right? That little
Okay.
word that we preached earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So your mantra emphasizes the power of choice and change.
Mm-hmm.
How do you help clients recognize and break free from the mindset of being stuck?
Mm. I show them a mirror.
Hmm.
I am a mirror. So what happens is you can only change when you're ready. And I mean that in no bad way, but I have some people who have paid me hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it took them years to do what some people will do in months, what some people can do in days. So, with my mantra, I am a mirror. If you ever look at any of my stuff, it never says that I am accepting clients. It never says, hey, come train with me.
No.
Because when I was figuring out my niche, I
Mm.
was realizing that when you know something is for you, you know it's for you. So clients who are ready for change, and the way I help them is by being my best self and holding them accountable to what they said they were going to do.
Yeah.
Clients who are on my roster who, because I know life sometimes lives, but when you're in a place where you're unready or unwilling to do the work, you would rather excuse yourself. I've had clients leave money on the table, leave classes on the table, sessions on the table. Like, you know what? This not quite for me right now, or
Yeah,
I'm not focused enough,
they're not
because
ready.
I build in accountability, right? So, one, you know when you're gonna see me, like you know your job. Two, when I send out a text message every Saturday, every Sunday, your job is to respond to me. Now, I don't, because we all grown, so I don't coddle and I don't coax you. I give you a timeline, right? Just as you would respect my time. And I
Right.
don't assume. But if you don't respond to me within the timeline, I'm going to automatically remove you off of my schedule. Okay. Because that
I like
adds in
that.
accountability, right?
Yeah.
Also, time is money. I'm not like the ladies who do the eyelashes and do the hairs where they be like, I need 24-hour notice. Well, girl, if I knew 24-hour notice, it wouldn't be a motherfucking emergency. 6 hours. You got 6 hours to let me know that
Yeah.
you are not coming. If it's within the 6 hours and you're canceling that session's mine.
Mm.
Unless you pay me a fee and then we can reschedule it.
Right.
But that's how I hold my people accountable. When you're ready to do the work, and then I mirror how they love themselves. I put in what you put in.
Hmm.
Give yourself 100%. Shit, I'm gonna give you 100%.
There you go.
You giving yourself 40%? Okay. I'm gonna give you 100% of this work, but I'm gonna give it to you in 40% shifts. You see what I'm saying? Because
Got you.
I show up for myself every day. So there has to be that autonomy of we are adults, right? And I get it. My parents in my life, go heal. Go fucking heal. Go heal. Go talk to a fucking therapist. Go heal.
They need
Because
some of that somatic therapy, Z. That's
they have to. That's all. But then you have to be ready and willing to get there. You
yeah.
can't want me to do the work. You have to say, you know what? I don't feel right on the inside. I would like something to change, which is why I don't offer my services to everybody. I'm not the everybody fucking trainer. I'm
Right.
not,
Right.
because I have the conversations that will have you like, ooh, because you have to have difficult conversations, because if it doesn't challenge you, it's not going to change you. You
True.
know, I had to tell one client one day, I said, could you imagine where you would be if you just stopped stopping so much? Because Granny always
Facts.
said, sometimes it's not what's delivered, it's how it's delivered.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I remember telling one client, I said, just the way you treat yourself sometimes it's sad to watch because of the level of self-sabotage you do. Do you know she told me that I hurt her feelings? Now she told me
It was the truth, though.
she said, you hurt my feelings initially. She said, but when I went home and I thought about what you said, you're punishing yourself, because people won't tell you this, but we judge people when they're bigger, because how you treat yourself is indicative of how I think you're gonna fucking treat me. Like,
Yeah.
let's talk real, right?
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
people are seeking someone to get services from, you see something in the service provider that makes you feel like, Oh, okay. I like the way this bitch treating herself. You know what?
Right.
I can trade with her.
Yeah.
Right. Which is why this is another fucking podcast. But this is why when I was a bigger trainer, sometimes I knew that I needed to do more because I had fallen into that rope of I'm kind of thick fit. Ain't no such thing as no fucking thick fit. Your motherfucking discipline was lacking. That's what it was. How you gonna be strong as hell? Talking about something, I got abs underneath the fat. Well, let them hoes show then. But this is what I'm telling you. This is what my
Yeah.
accident did for me, Damo.
Get in the camera again. Let them know.
Look, I stopped existing on that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Think about
Yeah.
how people don't want to call it what it is, a spade anymore, right? Because I mean, he got to have money. No, you a prostitute? You selling pussy? It's that's that's what we doing. You got to think about it because you got to think about it.
Yeah.
Everything is semantics, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm just eat a little, eat a little bacon. You mean pig? You just go eat some beef. You mean some cow? You think about that, right?
All
So
the
if
time.
we're existing on this, it's not really that bad. This is a situationship. No, you messing with somebody who don't want to mess with you. That's not a situationship. That's just,
And
think about
showing a lack of self-love, like you said.
lack of self-love. Because I don't mind, because I can have an open monogamous. Yes, some people are built for the open monogamy, but when you really want to love somebody, you don't want to share your shit.
Facts.
Duh.
Facts.
Because if it's good, why I want to share it? So I think that is how I can always best help my clients is having those difficult conversations and then knowing where people are at. So I have one client where, how you could tell somebody has a stressful job.
Mhm.
Okay. It was a stressful time in her life, very
Yeah.
stressful. And she turned and she looked at me one day and she was just like, I know what I need to do, but Z, I'm not ready yet. I said, okay. Some changes happened in her life where boom, I smelt the shift. I said, all right, you ready? Just to watch her walking in those steps of self-betterment and
Yeah.
choosing self and creating the boundaries. Like I get so emotional because I don't do shit for these people.
Mhm.
All I do is hold and become a placeholder so that they can do what they need to do for themselves. I don't try and take no credit for my clients because all I am is a coach. You the player. You the player because I'm the player in my own game. So yeah, that's how I get them to continue to rock. I show them that it's possible because I told myself that I would never lose myself again, that I would never put myself on the back burner again, ever again, that I am
Okay.
worth everything. I am worth the hard work. I am worth the late nights. And man, that mantra has not left me since February 2022, since the accident. And that's where I am today.
I love it. I love it. I know you gave us
Yeah.
a little bit of a one client, but
Uh-huh.
share with us a powerful story or an example of a client that has been transformed
Mm.
using the holistic approach and the health and wellness.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, because they asses be nosy, so I'm gonna give some details, but not too many details so they can try and figure out who I'm talking to. I had this one client where um she's been a client for a while. And you know how you see the potential in someone that they don't see in themselves?
Yeah.
This mother cold, like a dope person overall. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, but there was some subservient behaviors. There were some people pleasing behaviors that she just couldn't get away from. And it
Yeah.
was like not in a bad way, oh, pick me, but like I just want to make everybody happy. And fast forward now, seeing this person demand what is due to them, it almost makes me emotional. To see their level of self-confidence change.
Yeah.
It's why I do what I do. It's why I do what I do because
That's beautiful,
I
Z.
remember I used to joke about it where people be like, if I could just bottle this energy up, if I could share with people how good it feels to love yourself on this level, I guarantee everybody would do it.
Yeah.
But you have to go through so many different levels of your own particular life. So this one client has done the work. I see them becoming unapologetically themselves where you can always pay attention. Somebody that come in like, oh, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. Why do you keep saying sorry? Are you a sorry ass? Are you a sorry ass individual? What's so
Right.
sorry? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't be sorry. My thing is if I'm sorry, my apologies. But I've always been like that. I've
Yeah.
always been the type to I'd rather say I apologize than ask your ass for permission because who the fuck are you? And
That
I'm
part.
you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I genuinely was born with the audacity of a white woman because why the fuck not me?
I love
You
it.
because
Yeah.
they're born with audacity, the
Yes.
audacity of them, right? And so
Yes.
I just now use that audacity, like, but yeah, I also have a male client um that I have watched want to become better and do all of those things to do it. And I'm not going to lie, to me, I love a man who is secure enough in himself to say, hey, you know what? I want to take some guidance from you. I just think you are someone who can help me. And I did somatic on him.
Yeah.
And to see him now creating the life that he know he deserves,
Hmm.
uh, living it, it's a beautiful thing. It's
That's amazing.
a beautiful thing. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Man, I'm telling you, if I was back home, you already know where I'd be, right?
Oh yeah, we would have. First of all, we would have done this in person.
I know. That part.
I'm not even gonna shit
No,
you.
that
We would have
part.
definitely done this in
That
person.
part.
Yeah.
But I would have definitely, Coach Z, yeah, you would have been my trainer,
Now
definitely.
I ain't even
We
gonna lie. I'm finna come up with this online shit. Now I do need some
I was
people.
gonna ask you,
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, cool. Okay. Well,
no,
bet.
no, what's up? Yeah, come on with it. Come on with
Okay.
it.
Cool. Because
Because
I
when we
do. I'm not
yeah,
gonna lie. I need about maybe 4 to 5 people where I can run this program on. And shit to see if it works.
hmm,
So, with you being in another state, I got another person in Atlanta, and then I have one person here, and I just need two more people. But um, in November, I'm trying to get that popping.
okay. Say
Yeah.
less.
Oh, bet. Cool. Cool.
Say
Cool. Cool.
less. You are
Cool.
guinea pig number one. I got
Perfect.
you.
Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
But yeah, because I told you I know we had a messaging in the
Uh
DMs
huh.
on
Yes.
Instagram, and I was telling you about my weight loss journey and things that
Yeah.
so like I said, I was focusing on it being a lifestyle change and not just okay, I'm doing this right now. You
And
know
I
what I
love that.
mean? I now I was in sports. So I've
Yes.
been in the gym, out the gym, in the gym, out the gym, in the gym, out
Yes.
the gym. And life happens, things happen.
Yes.
Um, but now that I'm back on this trajectory towards something bigger and better, I'm like, all right, come on. Gotta
Come on with
dig
it.
deep.
Come
And we
on with
gotta
it
get
then.
in
We here
that
then.
part.
The universe
So
never misses. I'm honored.
yay. You understand. I'm ready. Because one thing I know about you is you
Mhm.
don't take no BS,
No,
right? And
no.
just like you said, the amount of energy that the individual is going to put into themselves, you're going to give that to them,
Mhm,
right?
mhm,
So I already know if I catch you one day and you feel my energy, it might not be all the way there, and I start seeing how you moving this. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, let me turn this up a bit because I really do want this.
mhm.
Let
That's
me
why you say a mirror. That I'm
let me
just a mirror.
I'm like,
I'm
wait,
just
hold
a
on.
mirror.
Why you talking to me like that? Wait a minute. Let me do some breathing exercises. I'll be right back.
Right, there you go. You got this. Because you're in control. Even when we feel that we're not in control, we're always in control. And
Yes.
when you're wanting something new, like I was watching some video, if you always brush your teeth with your right hand, you want to try something different, brush your teeth with your left hand.
Yeah.
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 You always make a right out of your driveway. Go the opposite way, the other way. Right.
Change.
The things that are in our focal point are only there when we see them. Things only become real once we look at them.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's funny because I've definitely been doing a I like to try everything on myself, but yeah, it is real. We do create the reality we want. Whatever we put out in the world, we get back. This shit's real. And it's crazy that they really got us thinking that it's some mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
And it ain't. And it ain't. Music has power,
Mhm.
frequencies, megahertz, which is why the youth is in the state of turmoil that they're in because you got to think about what are you reciting, what is subliminally going down into
Preach on it.
your consciousness. And that's why I always listen to like my house music and my Amni piano because I know what my vibrations need, like I don't really listen to none of that new shit. And
Mm-hmm.
even with my kids, I be trying to introduce them to just different vibrations and different sounds because music heals, megahertz and frequencies heal. Um, that's why sound bowls and stuff like that, it really helps. Like everything that people be like, that's quackery. No, that shit's real.
It's for
Crystal,
sure.
not real. Oh, that shit's real.
No,
Like,
it's real.
yeah.
Copper. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see you with your little shit. This shit, I got
My little copper.
my for sure.
Wifey hooked me up. I was like, yeah, little copper. Appreciate you.
Shout out to the wifey. Shout out to the wifey. Shit.
But yeah, who was that you just said? I was about to say, oh shoot, you said something. I forgot it. Oh, frequencies. So with that, do you have like certain playlists that you would play during training to create a certain environment?
Fuck yeah.
That,
Hell yeah.
that.
Hell yeah. Look, people will tell you. I tell you a couple years ago, I was going to work out and I keep backup headphones,
Mm-hmm.
like 3 pair.
You got
My
to.
regular headphones didn't work. My second pair didn't work. My other pair didn't work. I had to leave the gym and go to Walmart because I do not work out without music.
Mm.
I use shit the fuck. Like usually as soon as I wake up, I can set the tone of my day. And then I'm a very ritualistic person. So I usually listen to the same song when I'm warming up that kind of
Yeah.
allows my body to know what it's gonna get into. I go from deep house to early R&B. I'll hit Miami piano. I'll hit our amazing Frankie Beverly's, like our mama and them favorites and shit like that.
Yeah.
I'll hit that.
Yeah.
But the music has to speak to me. Like, and it's funny. Oh shit, this shit gonna be recorded. And it's funny because it's certain mainstream artists that I don't listen to because I literally know and feel that they don't have a soul. Like it's just empty music to me.
Yeah.
Um
There's a lot of that out there now.
oh for sure. Oh for sure. Oh for sure.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna lie. It looked like a fucking bad Tubi movie. Like all them celebrities, that shit on the TV, like all of that shit looks like a bad Tubi movie
Yeah.
because
Friendship
when
burn.
when we get into the gematria and numbers don't lie, right? 8 is the year of transparency, right? Right. 2024, the year 8, right? So everything that was done in the dark is coming to the light. So to see these people who have sold their souls for these riches and to become like these stars and these fames and shit like that. I remember I was rooting for Angel Reese when she was in college. And then I remember when I had first seen her motherfucking video, that picture like this, her
Mm-hmm.
and the other girl and shit. And
Yeah.
then I think how they got the pictures of her in the lingerie and shit and how she looked kind of sad and shit. Cause baby, you ain't got no motherfucking choice now. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. If the soul wasn't that motherfucking
Auntie.
valuable, why they're willing to give you everything that you want for it,
That,
something that you can't even see, and that's what's so crazy, sissy. Because I'm a motivational queen,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And fear are two things that you can't see, but they scare the shit out of everybody.
Facts.
Either you got faith, or either you got fear.
One or the other. And they can't coexist. They can't coexist.
Got me in here feeling like a choir director.
Look, I'm just saying, I don't understand how people think they can. Right?
Cognitive dissonance. The same way that people think that you can have one foot in and one foot out. The same way that they think that, you can work out every now and then and it like not be like what you said, a lifestyle
Right.
change,
Right.
or you're just changing one aspect. You have to switch everything up. You have to change everything up.
Yeah.
But that's why shit, this human experience, they
Yeah.
say it's hell on earth, is so touchy because we forget everything from our past lives only to go through to learn the process all over again, hoping we get to the point of realizing our purpose.
Facts.
Shit.
Facts. I love that you said that because people, how can I say this without sounding mean or ingenuous?
How about you not worry about sounding like anything you just said? How about we start there? Look, I got you. How about
Right,
you
right, right.
worry about what you
Calling
sound
me
like you
out.
just did to me? Get
You
into
know
the
what? This is why I like you, and this is why I don't like you at the same time. But it's always been that way. We've had this mutual understanding for years. Now we can say decades. We've had this mutual
for
understanding for
sure.
a very long time. We both
For
like
sure.
each
For
other
sure.
and don't like each other at the same damn time.
Yes. 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 Big facts. Big
That
facts.
part. But yeah, so people really truly need to get beside themselves. I mean, that's the bottom line. And it's one thing to, yes, we got to work on ourselves, but at the same time, I believe in interconnectivity,
Yes.
right? Um, though we all have individual purposes
Hmm.
and destinies, it's still all connected,
Hmm.
right? And that's why we're put in a place like, I'm doing this and you're doing what you're doing and somebody else is doing what they're doing. So we can get that energy out there to the people who still sleep,
Yes.
right?
Hmm.
So I just really truly need people to get beside themselves because it's bigger than them. And one thing for me that I learned going on this path,
Hmm.
God had to continually remind me, it's not just about you.
That's right.
It's not just about you.
Getting out of
So
ego, getting out of that it is some hard shit. And you know I'm a Leo, so
that, well, I'm a Taurus.
oh shit. So you fucking ain't no better. Shit.
So I have to sometimes be consistently reminded, get out your feelings,
Mm-hmm.
get out your way.
Yep. It ain't about you.
It's
It's
not
bigger.
about you.
Mm-hmm.
It's about what I want, and you're serving me by doing your purpose, by serving your purpose.
That's right.
So just do that and don't worry about nothing else.
That's right.
Pretty much,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So, bro, it's so real. And then you talked about the number 8.
Mm-hmm.
When I tell you, at the beginning of the year, God spoke to me and He said, 2024 is going to be the year of revelation.
Mm.
Had no idea what exactly He was talking about,
Mm-hmm.
but I knew some stuff was going to come up.
Mm-hmm.
And look at where we at now.
Mm-hmm.
I
Numbers
mean,
don't lie.
started off with a bang, and it was small stuff like, and he gave me a prayer to pray. I wanted Him to reveal things to me. I wanted to start seeing people for who they truly were,
Mm. 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 Mm.
and you got to be prepared for that when you say that prayer because it could be your best friend that's a demon.
Yeah, of course.
But some people they don't want to deal with that, so they put their blinders on. But yet and still, you're still asking God to show you the way. How, baby? That's that fear and faith. They
There you
can't
go.
go. They can't coexist.
Helps you fear or faith. Which
One,
one? You do?
one or the other.
Yeah.
So you're gonna stay like this for the rest of your life,
Some people, yes.
or you're gonna open that peripheral?
Now that brings me to my next point, Sissy. I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you. Everybody here is not their purpose is not to evolve. Some people's purposes is to show you what it looks like if you don't.
Mm,
So I'll be honest with you, and I try not to sound so callous when I say this. My job is not to save anyone. It's not to save everyone because some people are not here to be saved.
right.
Some people are here to show you what it's like if you refuse to do the inner work.
That's deep.
Ain't that shit deep?
That's deep.
Ain't that deep? And so sometimes you have to appreciate that because I used to say this old brunch because how can you appreciate beauty if you don't know what unattractiveness is?
Facts.
Can
Facts.
you appreciate having happiness and peace when you don't know what feeling unsafe and distorted is like?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, there are some people that I have, not in my circle, but around my circle that I am interconnected to through, like you said, interconnectivity through one way or another that are refusing to do the inner work to become their best selves. And instead of trying to become Captain Save a Hole, which Black women love to do,
Yes, we
I
do.
sit back in my area and I watch.
And it's crazy because people depend on us to do it and get upset when we don't. Get
Absolutely.
upset when we start to put ourselves first.
That sounds like a them problem, don't it?
That part.
Mhm. That's where I'm telling you, like the
So
whole thing is
stay over there and watch me get whole.
Mhm,
Yeah,
basically,
be
basically.
my
When you're
spectator.
ready, you can come over here, but you got to think about it. Putting good fruit next to something that's rotten,
Mm,
it rots, rots. I can't take a bad fruit and put it next to good fruit, and then the bitch automatically repairs itself. It don't work
right.
like that.
It don't.
It doesn't work like that. So that's why I always wish people their best on their evolutionary journey.
Yes.
Because who am I to say, oh, you changing? Well, shit, what you wanted to do, stay the same. Do what you need to do to become the best you. Do what you need to do that's in your best interest,
Yeah.
right? Because at the end of the day, you can't worry about how you choosing what you need to do for you is going to affect me.
Yes.
Now we double negatives again. Because
Mhm.
now when I move with only Narzell in mind. I move with only Coach Zee in mind. And when my frequency emits out there, those who it's for come into me, and those who are not, shit, they not paying attention anyway because they got on blinders. That's how
Okay.
this universe works. Because I won't lie, when you're on the ground doing the work, you don't have time to pay attention to haters. You don't have time to put. That's why I love Tabitha Brown, because when people bring stuff, look, and I said it, look, and that's why when people bring stuff to her front
Yeah.
door,
Yep.
as she'll speak on it, but she don't go looking to see who talking stuff
That
about.
part.
Because when you're really about change and when you're really doing your purpose and fulfilling your purpose, you don't care. You don't even have time to think about who thinking about you, because I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. That's why when people be like, because these hating ass motherfuckers, I don't mean no shade, no tea, but I don't really know who hating on me. Maybe ain't nobody hating on me, but when
Right.
you really in the trenches, you can't, you can't fucking. I'm worried about pouring into my people. I'm worried about pouring into my babies. I'm
Yeah.
worried about being the best Z that I can so people know that it's possible. That's what I'm
Yes.
worried about, you know. So putting that energy where it's supposed to be put.
That part. So, all right, we're gonna wrap up in a minute. But I'm gonna say this: what advice would you give someone who feels overwhelmed by the idea of starting their fitness journey, especially if they have emotional or physical traumas to overcome?
Damn, I feel like I'm at a spelling bee. Can you repeat the question, please?
Of course, I got you. Now, what advice would you give someone who feels overwhelmed by the idea of starting their fitness journey, especially if they have emotional or physical traumas to overcome?
Okay. Emotional, physical trauma. I would say nobody is coming to save you, and you have to save yourself. Do it.
Yeah.
If you already feel like you're in hell, why would you want to stay here? Let's do what we need to do so we can get out. And if you don't know what to do, reach out to help from somebody, because there are people who are willing to help you. You are not alone. That is what I would say to them. Reach out for help. It's going to be hard, but guess what? Movement changes your mind. There are certain chemicals that are created in your mind, serotonin and dopamine, which are feel good chemicals that are created when you move your body. So, despite what has happened to you in the past, you can control your future. Don't stay in the present. Don't live in the past. That's what I would tell them, because I know it's hard, and sometimes you gotta pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Ain't fucking enough. So if you don't know what to do, um, try and reach out, try and be around people that make you feel good. Try and do things that make you feel good. Um, get a therapist, try and talk to somebody. Um, Man, turn the fucking social media off. You know what I'm saying? Go read a book. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Ground. Like I it's so much stuff out here. It's so many resources to help you, but ultimately nothing changes if nothing changes. So if you are not ready to do something different, then that means by default you're not ready to receive something different. And I'm gonna stand 10 toes down on
Isn't that what
that.
they do?
Hell yeah, that's what they do.
That's what they do now. I had a couple of other podcasts where they was on. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, this the thing. Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, so I got two more, then we're gonna get out of here,
Okay.
right? So the first one, what's next for you on your personal wellness journey? And
Wow.
are there any new areas of fitness or wellness that you're excited to explore or learn more about?
Ooh, okay. So for me, the next area for me, gosh, the next area for me, I promised myself I was going to retire by the time I was 45. So
Hallelujah. Okay.
48. Um, so the next area for me personally is continuing to showcase the best aspects of myself. I want to um I want to do more. I want to touch more people. I want to get my voice out there more. I think that's kind of what I want to do because people need to hear what I have to say because I think it helps. No, I don't think.
You
I
know
know it helps people, right?
that part.
And I think I know I want to work on creating a bigger platform, on getting that out. The next avenue for focus and fit. So my trademark is already almost complete. It's
Okay.
not focus and fit though.
Okay.
But the trademark process for the new name is almost done. I'm just waiting on the lawyers to let me know.
Gosh,
Um,
love
but the
it.
next aspect is blending everything seamlessly. So I have the fitness aspect, I got the kids, I got the mental, which is the somatic. As an assisted stretch practitioner, I will start doing individual somatic sessions, individual stretch therapy sessions, and then I would love to get bigger platform, go more into motivational speaking, proctoring different types of conferences and stuff like that. That's where I know my next level is maybe even creating some course bundles for people, because sometimes you can show somebody, but if they're not ready and maybe they bought the class and they can go back and review it and kind of listen to the text and listen to how I do what I do, that it would help. So creating some courses, creating different ways to spread the message
Yeah,
that nobody is coming to save you, and in this life either you're surviving or you're thriving. They say the same shit in a lot of different ways. You're either thriving or surviving. It's either eat or be eaten. It's either kill or be killed. All the shit is the same,
it is.
right? It's basically like, and whatever you think about, whatever you talk about, whatever you focus on is what you get. And that's the reason why I always make sure that everything that I'm talking about is positive, it's enlightening, it's in the best perspective,
Yes,
because that is what you get. And I don't think people understand how much that whatever they're feeding into is what they get. So that's why I don't like being around people that's negative Nancy's or people who talk about somebody, because I'm damn sure for sure you talking about me when I'm off the phone with you. Just being around people, like I said, that just make me feel loved and make me feel like a little bitty kid again. Because that's where it's at, I don't want to age. You see, so it's funny because I was like, where am I gonna take the podcast, right? So I came into my game room. So this shows you that those
okay.
are systems from
Yeah, I
super.
saw him in the background.
Oh yeah, that's everything. I'm out here just being a real little kid.
I
Like,
love it.
that's why I was like, I'm gonna do it in the game room for sure.
That's dope. I love it.
Thank you.
Speaking of being a little kid, so very
Mhm,
last question.
mhm,
What would Coach Z tell her younger self?
mm.
Let's say the young woman at Thornwood, her senior year. She's getting ready to graduate and go out into the world. What advice would you give her?
Don't shrink for anybody. It's not your job to make sure people are comfortable. Your job is to make sure that you're comfortable. I would definitely tell her not to shrink for anybody. And it's crazy because I think back, I've always been a floater. You know how I was in high school. You know how I was in middle school. I was always a floater. I went to college and became a floater, and had different types of cliques. And it's crazy because I feel like my greatest achievement from all of college was being voted outstanding sorority member by all of the other fraternities and sororities, right? So we had Black Great Council, And we had just pulled the AKs. I think the SG rows were back, right? It was the Zetas, the Deltas. And then on the frat side, we had the Kappas, the Alphas, and then the Sigmas. And I remember we at the little Black Greek event, and they like, yeah, an outstanding sorority member of the year is Narzell Garner. And I'm like,
Coach Zee?
yeah. So if I could tell myself, because I think I've done a really good job when I look back at the different phases of my life of always being myself, but I
Yeah.
think that there was a level of worrying about if my energy was too much. I think about that if I was vibrating and pulsing out the energy that I am now, then where would I be?
Mm,
Um, so if I could tell myself, it would be don't shrink. Because I remember working in corporate America and like, hi, and somebody telling me it's too early to be that happy. And then
yeah.
me kind of internally changing like the way I speak to people or the way I project my voice in the morning, where it would just be, I would just be myself, just like, fuck them all.
Yeah.
That's what I would tell them. Fuck them all. Just be you, Z. Just be you. Don't date that girl Robin. She gonna fucking try and ruin your life and steal your identity.
Oh, wait.
Some deep shit. Look,
Yeah,
some real shit. I
tell her
would
to live
definitely
right
name
now.
drop a couple of people, like, don't talk to her, don't,
Red
But
flag, red flag,
but
red
I
flag.
won't lie, there is not really anything that in my life I could say that I would want to redo. I am fully happy and fully grateful for every experience. Like, woo! Look, if you feeling bad about something, you feeling like you missing something, sit in a sense of gratitude. Like
Mhm.
really sit and like think about what you have and what you've amassed and what you've accomplished. And it just gives this just overwhelming sense of gratefulness and
Does.
thankfulness. And I always do that. I always like every day I try and say something that I'm grateful of because I've realized that as a lifelong student, you learn something about yourself every day.
Yes.
Know, that nothing is ever personal. Like literally, even the person that's cutting you off, and you don't know if they late for work, if they just got news that their mama died, if their baby is on the way to being born at the hospital,
Right.
right? Or when people something happens to them, we immediately, well, why did they do that to me? It ain't even fucking about you. It's not even about you. Like it's not.
That
This is
part.
bigger than you. This
Yeah.
was about something else. So, I think that just consistently showing that and showing people that don't take nothing personal. Um, love yourself because it's like a long-term investment in where you want to be, not where you are now. Like to see my mom moving the way she moving, like I ain't gonna lie, I'm so grateful because I have some clients, their parents don't move like that, or you know what I'm saying. So it's just being thankful for the small stuff, and knowing my nieces and my nephews gonna be like, my TT a trainer and I'll be at the gym. So like my niece is in gymnastics and she like, and I could do a pull-up. You damn right she know how to do a pull-up. We do pull-ups together, when she
There
comes
you
over
go.
to me in the gym. So yeah, like man, and the universe never makes any mistakes. Let me say this. The
Say that.
word coincidence is a falsehood because the root word of coincidence means to coincide. Coincide means to come together on purpose. So once we start saying, oh, that's crazy, or oh, how did this happen? Just know that whatever happens, we're supposed to happen. I was supposed to wake up and be like, what the fuck did I miss? You were supposed to text me like, hey, we still on. I was supposed to only be the only interview today because I know we have went over all types of time limits today. You know what I'm saying?
You know it. You know it.
At one point, I felt like Zoom cut off on us. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Was like, okay, y'all been on here too long. Click. Well, wait a minute. Hold on.
that shit was getting good too. I was like, all I need to do is just remember this thought. Just remember the thoughts. Remember the thought.
I appreciate you.
Of course.
Look, Z, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for doing this. And of course, this will not be your last time. Okay.
Oh, well, thank you for
I-
having me. I am
yeah, you're
honored.
gonna have to be a reoccurring.
Let's go.
Uh, because the people need to hear what you gotta say. We
Yeah.
already know that.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
already
yeah.
know that. And
Yeah.
you already on that trajectory. So everything that you said that you wanted to do, it's gonna happen. We already know.
Thank
It's just a
you.
matter of God's divine timing. That's
Yeah.
all it is. So
Mhm.
the good thing about it is, or the great thing about it is, you're already doing the work.
Thank
And I
you.
think sometimes that's what people forget. While you're waiting for the next level to come or happen or change or that shift to come,
Mhm.
there's still some work that you got to do to get
Yeah.
to that point, right?
Yes.
So staying consistent, staying on board, keeping the faith, not fear, keeping the faith, doing all that you saying, you're doing the work. So it's
Yep.
coming. Ain't got no choice but to. All
That's
right.
right.
Um, so thank you again. Before we get off here, I want you to give everybody your socials, tell them how they
Okay.
can get in contact with you. And also you better shout out your sorors because I ain't gonna let you live that down. You know that's one of my favorite sororities. So
Period. Because we don't we okay. Okay, so I'm gonna do all of that. Hold on. Let me go ahead
Alright.
and pull up my dot stuff because I want to make sure that I'm not missing no type of link for nothing.
Yes, definitely. And then I'm also gonna post everything too with the interview when it uploads, so people will be able to click
Ooh.
and do all that so they can get to you.
Oh,
And now that you're getting ready to start the online, oh man,
man,
that's
that's
gonna be
that's gonna be
amazing. That's gonna be amazing.
that's gonna be okay. So let's go. Dot cards, and then I just need here, and then log in here. Boop boop boop. Continue. Not now. What? Hold on, let me do my damn thing. So it's info at focus and fit. So the reason why I no longer do business cards is because I did an event,
Mhm.
and we got to pay for them.
No,
Well, I did
true,
that event, and them people tossed my stuff on the floor.
bruh. You and you were like, wait a minute,
Like
that's dollars and cents. Hold on, shorty.
that shit blew me so bad. All right, I'm ready. Bam.
All
I
right.
got everything pulled up. So, again, I am Coach Z, owner operator of Focused and Fit Training. Um, the website is focused, the letter N, fittraining.com. All right. You can find me on IG at Focused and Fit Training. You can find me on Facebook at Focused and Fit Training. And you can find me on TikTok at Focused and Fit. Also under the name Z Makes You Think. So yeah, that's all of my business ones. I'm on Snapchat as Z Trainer One, and then Facebook is just Z Trainer, ZEE Trainer. And then that's my page. That's how you get in contact with me. So when it comes to training, always make sure you fill out that contact form on my website. I'll reach out usually within 8 to 12 hours. I'll respond to people. I do a consultation, require a consultation rather, just to make sure that the energies are where they need to be. Um, and yeah, that's it. That's how you get in touch.
And real quick,
Mhm.
she is currently located in the Chicagoland area. So for
Oh
those
yes,
who, yeah, for
yes.
those who want
So
to get in
I'm out
contact with
here in
her.
Chicago, so I'm right. I'm in the Oakland area, so that's like right off 111th and Pulaski. But virtual is coming soon. So if you're not in my area, but you still vibing with my energy and you still want to train on any type of level, that will be coming soon. Let's see. Shout out to Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, the best sorority ever. Shout out to Frat. I love y'all. Yeah, we're gonna make it do what it do, baby.
I love it. Man,
Thank you.
again, as always, thank you, Z. You know, I love you. You're my homie. We go way back. I appreciate you for doing this, and I appreciate you sharing your wisdom and your knowledge and your spirit with the
Mm.
people today.
Thank
All
you for
right.
having me. Thank you for having me. And thank you for allowing me to exist in my light and share my light with the people. I'm so grateful. I'm not gonna lie. When I got, you know how you talk something up. So I was talking to one of my girlfriends and I was like, yeah, because I feel like I'm interested enough. Shit. Don't nobody want me on their podcast. I kid you fucking not. You
Really?
reached out, you were like, I really feel that you embody the essence of what Mantle Motivations is. I said, oh, you didn't make no mistakes.
Yeah,
So
when you
thank you
sent me
for
when you
having
sent me
me.
that voice note, you sent me that voice note, and I was listening. I remember I was in Walmart shopping, and you sent me that voice note, and I was like, Hell yeah.
Like, 'cause I'm like this all the time. And see, with Texas, you can't get the excitement in my voice. You can't get my equivocation. You can't get all of the essence of what I be trying. So you and a couple of other people, I always leave voice notes. Like, let them niggas know how excited I am. Because I'm excited.
Thank you so much for your
You're
excitement.
very welcome, Sissy. Thanks for having me, and I hope to be back very soon.
Definitely, no doubt about it. You already know I'm gonna hit you up.
All
All
right.
right, so I'm gonna say my little tagline, and we're gonna get out of here. If you would like to, you can say it with me. You're more than welcome.
Okay.
Your
All right.
crown may be
May be
tilted,
tilted,
but
but you
never
never
ever let it
let it
fall.
fall.
Yeah, show you right. I appreciate you, love.
Automatic redirection.